You're welcome back from Oil and Gas News. I'm sure that was a handful of information all rolled into one on Oil and Gas News. Right now, I'll go over to CNG Randolph by Tetracore Energy Group. Damilare Olayiwola, he is the Assistant Manager of Power and New Energies at the Tetracore Energy Group, and he's talking to us about the construction of LNG facilities, infrastructure, and the challenges involved, with an oversight and an overview of Tetracore Energy's LNG facilities. Let's go now. CNG Randolph by Tetracore Energy Group.
Hi everyone, my name is Damilare Olayiwola. I am the Assistant Manager of Power and New Energies here at Tetracore, and I am also the team lead of the LNG project, a 10 million scf per day LNG facility Tetracore is currently building. Say there are a couple of challenges faced. The first would be finding an appropriate location for your project, and this you need to put a lot of things in consideration. You want to put in the size of land you need, you want to put in how the access you have to feed gas. You also want to put in how far or how close it is to your demand center. These are the parameters you need to balance to then zone in on the location for your land. Another will be, typically LNG projects are capital intensive. You then begin to ask yourself the question, how do I raise finance for this project? Where do I get the capital for this project? And again, look at the fact that a lot of people in the world, a lot of businesses in the world are moving towards renewable energies. It then becomes increasingly difficult for you to get finance for gas projects. But again, this is a problem you must solve. Another issue you are going to face is, where do I get local capacities to help me build this facility and ensure that you trap most of the value here in Nigeria than bringing workforce from abroad? Again, this is another problem you need to solve creatively. Another issue would be regulatory framework. A lot of time, this regulatory framework, there are many of them, and I know we're housed in a single entity. You then need to go from regulatory A to B to C, and the list goes on. That's another issue you need to solve. Lastly will be the Forex, right? You're probably going to be getting financed in Forex, foreign currency, and you're probably going to be selling your LNG in the local market in Naira. You then need to find out creative way to ensure you minimize your FX risk. All right, I would say massive impact, I must admit, and I would say that LNG can be used as a tool to develop new energy demand centers. And what do I mean by this is that we can begin to use LNG, introduce it to places where there are no energy infrastructure, and then you grow their demand. And when they become sizable enough or economically justifiable for you to then build pipeline infrastructure, you then begin to introduce pipeline infrastructure to them. Another thing LNG can help us do, as it were, is to reduce flare gas. So we probably have some producing assets that probably are flaring gas today. And it's not that they want to flare the gas. Sometimes, even to commercialize the gas, they are so far away from the domestic pipeline that they can't, it doesn't just make sense. LNG can then be deployed in those situations whereby you can then trap those gas, convert it to liquefied natural gas, and you can then truck it to where it should be needed. So what this will do for us is that it reduces flare gas. Another thing we should also be looking at is job creation, right? Typically for an LNG project, you are looking to engage both direct and indirect engagement in terms of vendors and contractors. You are looking in thousands of them. And when it comes to the operation and maintenance phase of the project itself, we are talking about another 100 of persons that will need to come to work on the site. So that's massive job creation. And lastly will be people that are already on the pipeline today, but probably they are suffering from issues around energy security in terms of gas supply securities or pressure issue. When you introduce LNG to their own energy need, right? So that can then take off the issues of pressure, the issue of irregularity of some of their supplies, and you can then get the manufacturing to produce what they love to do most, and you can have them have energy 24/7, which is what they always require to remain profitable as an entity. First and foremost, I'd like to first give us the location of where the facility is. The facility is along Shagamu-Benin Express Road, somewhere in Ogun State, and our facility sits on over 30 acres of land, and that's where it is. And very quickly, let me also walk us through the key sections of an LNG facility, and which is what we are building. So typically, you will have your feed gas inlet to your facility itself. Then you have what we call the process area, which includes the purification plant systems and also the liquefaction, where the gas is actually turned into liquid. Another major part of the facility will be the storage section, where as you produce, you can store, and from this storage tank is where you then fill the trucks that then takes it out to wherever the LNG is to be produced. Another interesting thing about our facility is that it also comes with a lot of the recreational area. We have the admin building, we have the operations lodge. Another key thing is also we also have an LNG loading stations where trucks that our runs on LNG can drive in to get refueled. And this is part of our own contribution to the presidential initiative on auto gas, and of course, yes, also in alignment with the decade of gas. So when you then talk of what you can expect from us, right? So what I've been describing since morning is just phase one of our project, which is 10 million scof. On that same acre, we have the phase two is also going to be another 10 million scof, right? And that will mean that within the Ogun State region alone, we have 20 million scof. And our goal is to perfect this technology in this location. And then we've highlighted 2-3 other locations across the country where we just intend to just go copy and paste our success, some up north, another in the south region. Then when it comes to the Africa energy landscape, right? Because some of the things, our strategy usually is that we perfect our solutions within the Nigerian market. And because we understand that we are leaders within the African community, the idea is then to go back to other African countries that have similar energy challenges, and then we replicate these successes. So what you can expect from us is just, this is the first of many to come, and you can be sure that when it comes to deepening natural gas utilization within the domestic market, Tetracore will always lead the pack, and this is what we'll continue to do.
You're welcome back from CNG Roundup by Tetracore Energy Group. Now, this is the part that I hate the most, the part where I have to draw the curtains on today's edition of IPMA Today. Many thanks for watching. Many thanks for keeping your tabs locked on the NCA, the largest network in all of Africa. Remember, IPMA Today will be back same time, yes, same time like this at 10:05 on Mondays next week. Don't forget to keep a date and catch all the latest information and all the latest highlights concerning the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. Until then, you know, my name is Afamukune. Keep watching NTA, the largest network in all of Africa.